What up, guys? The host that knows the most electrifying host of all hosts, the most electrifying man in all of YouTube, the one, the only, Rashid Mateen. Welcome to this edition of The Quiet Storm, where everything that goes is because you, the viewers, are such a great cloud of witnesses as yourselves. I'm always deeply gracious and honored to be in the presence of such great witnesses as you, the viewers, the ones that give me the pleasure and the opportunity to talk about things that only you let me talk about. I'm deeply honored and humbled by you, the one that I get to enjoy my day with. We talk about our day. We talk about what a day would look like. We talk about things that we are aware of. And to start off today by saying that I am truly, deeply thankful for being able to talk to you about things that only you can relate to. But here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the fact that we have so many wonderful people that we are around, and we never get an opportunity to know those people. But those people are the ones that tell you that these are the things that's going on around you. They're always aware of you. They're always aware of other things and people. But see, we have a place and a time for those people. Whatever happens to you in your day, even if it's a small little favor that that person is doing for you, acknowledge that person and recognize them and do the best you can to try to listen to that person because they have a lot to share with you. Sometimes we might not know what that person is going through and why they talking the way they are, but we do know that in the Lord's eyes, they are telling you something for you to benefit and to gain a profit. Not a profit. What I mean is they want you to understand how they feel. And when you find out what they're talking about, you have just learned what it is that person is telling you because they value your opinion about who they are and why they are the way they are. They're talking about something that only you, the viewer, can look at them and say, hey, only this is what I am trying to tell you. People that talk and talk and talk is because they want you to understand what they're going through and why they are sharing these things with you. A lot of the times, we don't know why people talk the way they do or talk as much as they do because they're required to give you what the Lord has put on their heart to give. And it only takes a few moments of your time because we don't know what people are trying to say. All we know is that that person is saying a whole lot of information for you to listen to the details and get the idea of what they're trying to tell you. A lot of times, we don't understand how people can become so deeply involved in other people's conversation and they learn from that person in a short period of time. People that talk and learn from those people is because they have something in their heart that the next person has for them to get them and get an understanding of how important this is for them to talk about things. We might not understand it, but that they understand why they're talking. Now, here's the confusing part about that conversation. When the conversation becomes very, very deep, it gets into another venue, or I will say another level. Some people take conversations to a level where we don't understand why they are in the feelings that they are, or we try to understand their feelings, but it's not easy understanding people's feelings because here's the thing: we don't know what people are trying to tell us. We just know that they're talking, and we're trying to communicate with them about what they're talking about. We talk with them because we're receiving the information they gave us, and we're giving back that information that they gave us. See, people always say, "Do you understand? Do you understand what I mean? Oh, do you understand? Do you understand what I'm talking about?" Yes, I do. I do understand what you're talking about, or else I wouldn't be talking to you about it. Once you get the information, that means you understand them completely, what they're saying. It takes a lot to understand people because what it is you're trying to do is get an idea of what they're painting in your mind. Now, here's the thing about painting pictures. They say pictures say 1,000 words. They do, because there's 1,000 thoughts in your brain per minute, per hour, per 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 week. Is a lot of thoughts that runs through your brain because only you can understand what their thoughts are saying. Only you can master those thoughts and then try to remember. A lot of people, they find themselves drifting away in conversation. And the next person is sitting there wondering where are they going with this conversation? Why is this conversation so long? Why is this conversation so deep? Why am I listening to this person talk about these things? I'm going to tell you why. Here's a few reasons why. Number one, they trust you. Trust is a very big word. To actually trust one person means that you must really care about that person in a way where it's not just unfriendly or friendly. It's just about you have a great trust and understanding. People that get into that type of conversation is because they trust you and they want to keep telling you things because they're comfortable around you and they know that they can trust you with anything else. See, that's what you want to value the most: trust. Another thing, value. Value is a word where people they 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 understand the value of what it is you're trying to give, say to them, like value. For example, it's like this. Let me make this example. Think about your favorite thing you like to eat, right? And then you eat it, and then someone come and take it, and then you have a look on your face like, what are you doing? Why are you taking my stuff? That is what value is. Something that you care about, something that you love so much that you will not let nothing get in your way of having it. That's value. Another thing, another thing, appreciation. You got to appreciate a person. What I mean is you got to give that person the being the insight or the the respect that that person deserves, because when you respect that person, that means it grows into a long lifelong friendship, and that's something that you need. Another thing, friendship is hard to come by, you guys. It's not easy to be friends with people that you don't know because we're all strangers towards each other. But once you find that friend, oh my goodness, once you find that friend, remember, keep being friends with somebody that only knows what friendship is really about. Friendship to me, tell you the truth, friendship is about having a great understanding of that person. When you have a deep understanding of people and that person understands you, let them understand you. Let them continue to grow. Friendship is about growth. Growth is about understanding how that person got to where they got to be in life. And then once you understand, it means that you go to the next level with them. And the next level in friendship is companionship. Companionship is a big word. That means you really, really have a great friendship with someone that is on an emotional level. Now that is something different. See, because that can be misdirected any kind of way, but you gotta direct it in a way that that person is not getting mixed signals. A lot of people get mixed signals to get the wrong ideas, but you, as a person who is understanding, you gotta let that person know that, hey, this is a companionship, but this is the type of companionship I'm talking about. So people won't get the wrong idea about what type of companionship that you're talking about. Another thing, this is something that I learned today. I learned that people really look at you and say, man, he is really a great individual. She is really a wonderful person. Encouraging words. When you're encouraging someone with words, it helps everybody. It helps everybody. When you say, oh, amazing, that's an amazing thing you did. Oh man, that is a wonderful thing you did. Oh man, how did you become so understanding? Excuse me. The reason why that person is so understanding is because of life experiences or experiences that taught them. That's what it takes to understand people, is to be an understanding person. That takes time and experience. A lot of people have it, but they don't tap into it. They don't use it in a way where it benefits other people. You have to know how to use that to benefit other people. And that doesn't take a lifelong friendship to learn how to benefit others. You just have to learn how to listen to people and give them the opportunity they need. I know, I know it's a lot of information to hang on to. Talking, it takes practice. It comes with time, and it takes a long time to know what to say or how to say it. It's very useful. Information that you have, it's a lot of information. And sometimes we can't control what we say. But we can control is how we tell each other in a way where it doesn't get in anybody's way. See, here's what I learned about being friends with people that you hardly know. It takes time to get those people to open up to you. Even if you're working and you're on a job, it takes time for people to get to know you. It takes a lifelong friendship to understand people. And that, let me say this. The only one that understands that, let's just put it like this, the only one that will ever understand that, and you already know the answer to that. I shouldn't have to say it that many times, but I think I'm going to say it, is the Lord Himself. The Lord is the only one that understands this type of communication. See, you got to understand, the Lord understands where we are in our relationship with Him. See, relationship. Everything is about relationship when it comes to people. Everything. And I'm saying everything is about relationship. Sometimes relationships can be, taken for granted or taken advantage of. People take advantage of relationships because they don't know how to be a part of a relationship. They don't understand the meaning of what a relationship is. All they know is they get in one or they become friends with one. Relationships have a lot of definitions to it. And people take relationships like for other reasons. But you gotta remember, that's why you gotta be very careful what words you choose when you're talking to people, because words are very powerful. They have a serious effect on people. And what I mean on the fact, people are very vulnerable to the next person because they're talking to you and they trusting you and they know, oh, that person I can trust all the time. But remember, it's not just about that. It's just about what do I do to get that person to understand what I'm trying to tell them. It depends on the type of words you're using to help that person understand your point of view. Let me share this with you. Can you imagine someone who told you a story and they shared that story and they gave you all the things that they need to give you to get to what their point was about? And then you sit there and you sit there and you sit there and say, I wonder what they're trying to tell me. Then they look at you and they tell a joke, right? And the joke was about someone that you already know who it's about. Then they look at you again. Then they say, oh, did you get the joke? You say, yes, I got the joke. Oh, why you not laughing? Because the joke wasn't about somebody that I didn't know. The joke was about someone I did know. And I kind of find it hurtful that you would say something so hurtful towards somebody I know. People, see the message in that? See, they said it's somebody that they know. And they find it hurtful that you saying something about somebody that they know. Not somebody they don't know, but somebody they do know. Excuse me. Excuse me. People get that way because you're giving them the wrong type of message. See, when you give people the wrong type of message, you give them an idea of what type of person you are. That's why you don't overshare so much in so little time that you have with people. You only share a little bit because if you share a lot with other people, then you're giving them an angle to use against you, to take advantage of you, to let you know that I can't trust you because of I told you something and you shared it with other people, then that tells me what type of person you have become. You don't want people to stop trusting you. You want people to put themselves in to know to be put themselves put their trust in you because you don't want people not trusting you. You want people to trust you and understand why they trust you. Because if they trust you, then they will continue to build a friendship towards you. Because, like, oh, I can tell them something and they won't get offended, they won't get upset, they won't be disappointed. They will be very, very thrilled because they talking to me and I'm talking to them and we understand each other. And excuse me, and it takes time to understand people. People have a lot to say. As people, we have a lot to say. Look, we're trying to find little things to talk about. And that takes years of practice, man, to really talk about things that only you can relate to. That takes hard work, it takes years of practice, and it takes real dedication. Now, half the time we wake up every morning. Think about this. You wake up, you get dressed, you put on your clothes, you brush your teeth, you putting your t-shirts on, you putting your pants on, then you say good morning to somebody that your spouse or your girlfriend. Then you wake up. Then you have all these things you want to tell that person. But when you're telling them, what are you saying to them? Are you saying something that's helping them? Or are you saying something that's hurting them? You gotta think about it. Y'all have a conversation. You get in the car, you drive, you go where you need to go. Then you have another conversation. But then the conversation stops. You're wondering why the conversation stopped. Maybe the conversation is not interesting to that person because it's something you're not saying that's catching their attention. That's what you have to remember. You have to catch that person's attention. If they don't talk anymore, that means the conversation didn't go too well. Maybe there's something you didn't say that they liked or something that they lost interest in. That's something you got to be aware of. When you lose interest in another person's conversation, that means it's something you did not do to catch their attention. They lost interest because of something that they were talking about and you skipped over. See, that's let me share that part. I know these conversations we have is not interesting to you. That's why I think that you don't subscribe, or maybe it's something that I'm saying that's a little too real for you. And a lot of people don't like real talk. They want something that's of value. I know, I've been there. This is why I make these videos, to inspire you to talk about things that only you can relate to. That's why I make these videos for you guys, not just to talk you guys to death, but to and not to criticize or to put you guys down. I want you guys to get to know who I am and trust you guys to trust me. That's why I talk to you guys like this, because if I made a video and it was something that you guys already was aware of, then you guys would be like, oh, it's the same old video. See, you don't want that type of response when you make videos. This video may not get a lot of views. I understand. Because I know why. Because this is not your typical YouTube video. No. See, I've been down that road. I know what it takes to make a video. But here's the thing. I've never found myself out in how to become who I am. Because once you identify yourself with other people, then you like, oh, you can separate yourself from things that you used to do and things you know already know about. Not that you know more than the next person, it's just that you already been there and know about it. And you know what? It's a great thing to know things. It feels good. It feels really good to know things you know. It feels good to know something that other people know and be able to share it and talk about it. It feels good, man. Let me tell you, it feels really good that you can have a conversation with people that like to talk. You can have a conversation with them and not be afraid. See, you could talk about things and not be afraid. You can express yourself and not be afraid. Fear is what keep people apart. Fear is what separate people from other people. because of your background, because of your religion, because of your gender, because of your culture, because how your family live, because of your financial status, because of who you are, because of how you look at life. People are afraid of that. Excuse me. You don't have to be afraid of that. All you got to do is be aware of who you are in that conversation. You could be the most quietest person, and then you can hear everything that person is saying, but you're not the same as you used to be. You grew in that area. That means you outgrew that conversation and outgrew that person. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you outgrew them. It's just that that's the person you are now. Accept it. Embrace it. Be that person. Don't be ashamed. That's what you are. You matured. You grew up. You became somebody special in the Lord's eyes, not in people's eyes. Remember that. That's what the Lord had put you as. That's what He made you to be. Be it. Don't be afraid. Take the risk of knowing yourself. Fear has a way of getting in your way because you put it in your way instead of removing yourself out of the way from that fear, blocking the fear out. People get afraid of other people because they don't know how to unlock the chains that is around them. You are shackled by your feet. You are shackled instead of letting go of that fear and anxiety of what and rejection. People are so used to rejection, they don't know how to get rid of that fear, how to get rid of that rejection, that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of hatred, that feeling of anger. You have to get rid of it. Let it go. Let it go. You let it go. That's the answer. Let it go. Don't worry about the fear, the anger, rejection, anxiety. Don't worry about what the next person is trying to say. Don't worry about their response all the time. Let it go. Just enjoy your day. Enjoy the conversation that person gave you. Just enjoy that. If you do, your days will be much better. Your day will go better. Just try to live it up, you know, even for a little while. Live it up, you know. Be happy with what you have. Don't go beyond trying to be something you're not. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Let it go. That's the word you should use. Let it go. Let people be who they are. Then they'll start realizing that you're not like them. Then they start seeing a different side of you. This is what the Lord made you to be. Be it. Okay? If you're quiet and you're not a person that gossip, don't gossip. You don't have to. Who said you had to? There's no rule to say that you have to talk all the time. That's just who you are. Some days you might not feel like talking. Some days you might feel like talking. You're probably not a person that likes to communicate. If you like to talk, then talk. If you don't, then you don't. Bottom line is, the Lord loves you and the Lord sees you. That's all that matters. Nothing else. Okay, guys, it's always a true blessing and a privilege. Until next time, may the Lord richly bless you and your family.